And hello there, my little mathematicians. We are going to be reviewing how to subtract mixed numbers. Let's first take a look at problem number 1. Okay. Remember that whenever you are subtracting, you need to get a common denominator. So what can 5 and 4 both become? Well, can 4 become 5? No. 5 times 2 is 10. Can 4 become 10? No. 5 times 3 is 15. Can 4 become 15? No. 5 times 4 is 20. Can 4 become 20? Yes. So they can both become 20. Or you can also do the cake method. They have no common denominator. So then you just multiply the numbers. 1 times 5 times 4 is 20. All right, now that we have our common denominator, what did you multiply the 5 by to become 20? 4. So do the same thing on top. 4 times 4 is 16. What about here? 4 times what is 20? 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. Now that they have the same denominator, go ahead and keep that the same and combine your numerators. 16 minus 15 is 1. And then don't forget about those whole numbers. 12 minus 8 is 4. Can you reduce 1/20? Nope. So you're done. All right, we're going to move on to problem number 5 down at the bottom. I would love it if you could try it yourself first, and then by hitting pause and then hit the play button to double check yourself. Okay, if you're back with us, what can 2 and 12 both become? 12. Because 12 is a bigger number. Can 2 become 12? Well, yes, it can. And if you didn't know that, okay, fine. Do the cake method. What can go into both? 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Can't keep going, so multiply your L. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. There you go. There's your common denominator. All right, 12 times what is 12? 1. So 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times what is 12? 6. So 1 times 6 is 6. Trap. Remember that this is subtracting, right? Can you take 7 from 6? No, you can't. So what you have to do is you have to borrow from the whole number. Now I'm going to borrow 1. Now you can't just like add a 1 here. When you add 1, you need to add it as a fraction. Well, any number over itself is 1. So why not choose your common denominator of 12 so you don't have to do more work later? Remember, any number over itself is 1. So I picked 12 so that when I went to combine the 1 with my 6/12, I just had to keep the denominator the same and add your numerators. 6 plus 12 is 18. 18 minus 7 is 11. Keep your denominator the same, and don't forget those whole numbers. 3 minus 1 is 2. Those can't reduce, so you're done. Now, if when you tried it yourself, you forgot to borrow or you missed it, okay, I really want you to try number 6, okay? Again, it's the same kind of steps, so go ahead and hit the pause, try it on your own, and then follow along to check. All right? So now you hit pause, you tried it, you're back with us because you hit the play button now. What can 6 and 8 both become? Well, 6 can't become 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Can 6 become 16? No. 8 times 3 is 24. Can 6 become 24? Yes. Again, if you didn't like that way, you could do the upside down cake. What can 6 go into 6 and 8? 2. 2 times what is 6? 3. 2 times what is 8? 4. Can you keep going? No. So multiply those numbers that create your L along the outside. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Look at that. You got your common denominator that way as well. All right. Now that you've figured out what your common denominator is, we're almost there. 8 times what is 24? 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times what is 24? 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, again, it's like the same steps as when we were adding, except this time we're subtracting, and unfortunately, you can't take 20 away from 3. So I'm going to have to borrow from my whole number of 4. So this becomes a 3, and I'm going to add 1 as a fraction of the same number over itself. And I'm going to pick that same number to be whatever that denominator is. Because when you go to combine this with the 3/24ths, the bottom denominator stays the same, and 3 plus 24 is 27. Now you have a big enough numerator to take 20 away from. 27 minus 20 is 7. Keep the denominator the same. 3 minus 1 is 2. You're done because it's proper and it can't reduce. If you missed any of those steps, I strongly recommend you try the others as well, okay, or just for good practice. So hit pause, try them. Now that you're back with us, go ahead and check yourself, and if you got those right, congratulations at mastering yet another standard of subtracting mixed numbers. All right, see you next time, my little mathematicians.